Michael Thom, CFA, is the Managing Director for CFA Societies Canada. He provides strategic leadership and operational oversight for the organization in pursuit of its mission to lead the investment profession in Canada by advancing the highest professional standards, integrity, and ethics for the ultimate benefit of Canadian society. Through active engagement and communication with regulators, policymakers, media, and key stakeholder groups, Michael acts as a vocal representative for the 12 Canadian CFA societies and over 20,000 CFA charter holders to elevate professionalism, investor interests, and the voice of Canadian charter holders. His support and offers guidance towards policy formation and advocates to Canadian policymakers regarding financial industry regulation, the development of relevant research and thought leadership, promotion of promotional standards, and outreach to government and industry to build financial market integrity in Canada. Michael previously had a career in capital markets and investing, most recently as an executive at a Toronto-based hedge fund manager. Michael is a graduate of the University of British Columbia and is a CFA charter holder. Please welcome Michael.
So, thank you to Catherine for that introduction and for emceeing tonight's event. It's a little strange to not be here delivering these remarks from Zoom. I've prepared my notes on my tablet to make me a little bit more comfortable like it is Zoom. I'm very glad to be here after, perhaps during, what's been a very long time away from large gatherings like this. Personally, I take a ton of energy from meeting individual members at events like this, and I'm so glad to see us returning to in-person gatherings. That said, a full convention center ballroom is still a bit daunting like it was 2 years ago, and I've got a lot of buttons to press, so bear with me while I fumble with the various screens. I hope you take the opportunity tonight to meet fellow members, new, not so new, build new connectivity within the CFA community that we have here in Winnipeg and indeed across Canada. A note for the new charter holders we just honored tonight, and for the candidates still in the audience, you know, the CFA program has always been challenging. But preparing for and writing an exam these past 2 years, I think, has been a unique challenge. They were a challenge for CFA Institute, and one we didn't always meet. For those that persevered through this process to write an exam, pass a level, or indeed earn your charter through this period, I can say that I think I speak for the room when I say that you've earned our respect and admiration for your tenacity and commitment. That would be fine to applaud. I'll speak briefly this evening about CFA Institute and CFA Societies Canada. Many of you have probably had more urgent things on your mind these past 2 years than tuning in to CFA Institute's latest updates, so I will try to bridge some of that gap. If you're left with questions, by all means, find me in person, find me by email, or find a local society leader. We're endeavoring to place customer service at the center of what we do, and you as our members are our most important customers. So first, CFA Institute, into and during the pandemic, established a new vision to guide its and our efforts, empowering the investment industry to realize the world's greatest possibilities. It pairs well with our mission and is our guidance star in navigating uncertainty and these challenging conditions. We know this new vision won't come to life on its own. Our 3 intended goals clarify our long-term outcomes: increasing influence across the ecosystem, increasing the global constituent base of CFA Institute, and increasing the scale and diversity of our product portfolio. How will we pursue this vision and these goals? As a unique force within the investment profession in Canada and around the globe. We are the dominant body of investment professionals in Canada and around the world. We're uniquely positioned, promoting the highest standards of ethics, education, and professional excellence. And we do this together in pursuit of our mission, to lead the investment profession globally by promoting the highest standards of ethics, education, and professional excellence, not for our own benefit, but for that of society. We're over 20,000 CFA charter holders in Canada, over 180,000 around the world, spread out across 150 societies, working at over 25,000 firms. And while we're present everywhere, we're omnipresent in Canada, with our members populating seats of influence across the investment profession, capital markets, government, regulation, you name it. Moving to strategy, the Institute refreshed its initiatives to focus on key goals. We'll pursue our strategic goals through 4 key strategies. First, our knowledge and influence gives us unique positioning on investment practices and outcomes. With that responsibility, we must advocate for the professionalism and ethics that drive investor trust. In the continually evolving market, members, policymakers, organizations, and the investment industry as a whole are looking for a clear, unbiased, and authoritative voice. CFA Institute's Research, Advocacy, and Standards Group enables the CFA Institute mission by creating rigorous research and content to educate investment professionals, advocating for practices and policies that improve investor outcomes, supporting the effective allocation of capital, and enabling economic growth and employment. Leading the investment industry's thinking and practices in the areas of ethics, capital markets integrity, and professional ethics with practical tools and standards, and enhancing the influence of CFA Institute across key stakeholder groups, including members, regulators, standard setters, universities, and industry leaders. To achieve this purpose, the Institute has created the CFA Institute Research Center that will be a globally recognized and influential community, and our focus will be on developing 5 components: original leading research, a key driver for advocacy and standards, as well as building interconnection with professional learning, societies, institutional partnerships, and credentialing. Influential thought leadership that addresses the difficult challenges facing the industry and provides leading insights on current and emerging topics in the investment profession. Secondment opportunities and an affiliate structure for internal and external rising stars across academia, professionals, experts, and other students. A platform for leaders, scholars, and luminaries in the investment business, capitalizing on our power to convene like-minded professionals and providing an efficient way to leverage expertise and amplify their influence. We'll also see this through roundtables for regulators, standard setters, and industry leaders across the globe. We'll drive professionalism and the development of thought leadership through the promotion of industry standards. I'm particularly excited about the recent launch of our global ESG disclosure standards for investment products and the launch of our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Code here in Canada. I believe both of these initiatives have the potential to move the industry forward in making progress in meaningful ways while enabling businesses to tell their story and investors to better understand their investment managers and their strategies. Why do we pursue codes and standards? To build trust and proof points for investors in an industry that is often found lacking at our most challenging moments. We must aim higher, and we must aim to enable those that want to do better. How does all of this rubber hit the road in Canada? It's working with regulators like the CSA and IROC on investor-focused policy, improving credentialing standards, and also educating regulators themselves through our programs and professional expertise. It's promoting the value of standards adoption by direct outreach with firms across Canada and contributing to the building of new skills in ESG-related disclosure. It's establishing ourselves as the leaders of the investment profession and working with the various stakeholders to shape this industry to best serve Canadian society. Now, for decades, we've prepared professionals to begin their careers as CFA charter holders, but our mission demands we do more. As our second key strategy, we want CFA Institute to be where investment professionals come to skill, upskill, and reskill. CFA Institute will create seamless, lifelong learning experiences that guide our members and other professionals through the many defining moments in their careers, while inviting more professionals to benefit from lifelong learning. And by diversifying our portfolio, we increase our organizational resilience through diversified revenue streams to pursue our mission. To build success, we will leverage our existing capabilities and differentiators, as well as our global network of members and societies. Our ability to offer content that is of high quality and relevant to a practitioner audience is a special thing, demonstrated by the success of the CFA program. Our reputation for embedding the highest standards of ethics and professional conduct in everything that we do is an important differentiator, as is our expertise in validating learning. We'll offer a wider suite of educational products with practical and timely skill development paths will favor curation over creation, sourcing high quality, relevant content whenever possible. And a note, business consumer will remain a significant market for us, but we also plan to tap the business-to-business market. Offering employers the learning and development solutions they seek to upskill and reskill their workforce could represent CFA Institute's biggest opportunity of the future. As a preview of what's coming, expect more from CFA Institute over the balance of this year on these themes. And to highlight a couple of recently launched programs, I'd highlight the Data Science for Investment Professionals program, already live on Coursera as a specialization, and soon to be launched in an additional enriched format direct from CFA Institute. As a second program, I'd highlight the Performance Attribution online course, a 10 to 15-hour bite-sized introduction to the intricacies of attribution, either as a standalone course or as a lead-in to a deeper investment in something like the CIPM program. All this is to help drive our conversation towards making CFA Institute a place that professionals and employers return repeatedly to meet changing skills demands. And as a preview of what's coming next, I particularly highlight the upcoming launch of additional programs in climate finance, soft skills, and the relaunch of the Harvard Business School Investment Management Workshop as items that I'm particularly excited about. Moving to our third key strategy, we'll develop a candidate experience that is modern and personalized. By incorporating digital study and peer interaction, elevating instructional design, and enhancing content relevance and practical applications, we'll build candidates' professional competence while reaching important emerging global audiences. This strategy recognizes 4 primary areas of opportunity: expanding the reach of CFA program beyond traditional core job roles, such as an analyst or portfolio manager, into adjacent roles. Much of this is inspired by markets like Canada, where we have deep and wide penetration of members across verticals. Experimenting with credentials across topics to assess how they complement the CFA program while operating within a coherent product portfolio. Expanding the curriculum to reposition and maintain relevance of the program as the industry evolves via our practice analysis framework. And finally, enhancing the candidate experience to tailor the CFA program experiences as prospective candidates' needs evolve. We have transitioned to computer-based testing for all levels of the CFA program. If you've been following the pass rates, they haven't gotten easier. Quite the opposite. and what's next for CFA program? Taking our cues from experts across the CFA Institute ecosystem, we'll enhance our curriculum and exam item types to match the evolution of industry practice. Just a quick refresh of our programs for those that aren't familiar, starting with our flagship CFA program, but also highlighting the CIPM program and our newly globalized CFA Institute Certificate in ESG Investing, offering a first-of-its-kind global benchmark in both practical applications and technical knowledge in the fast-growing field of ESG investing. It's an opportunity for you or your firm to both accelerate progress and demonstrate purpose. We've received over 17,000 registrations to date globally, and we're clearly expanding our audience, as over 80% of those certifications are actually not CFA charter holders. So this can be approached individually, organizationally, and we'd be happy to have a conversation about how you might reposition to face us organizationally in the future, as that would be probably a new positioning for many of you. Finally, our fourth strategic objective is focused on developing exceptional customer experience. We recognize that customer experience happens whether we plan it or not. A good experience builds loyalty among existing constituents and creates interest and enthusiasm with prospective ones. We're working toward a CFA Institute customer experience that makes it easy to be a customer, to do business with us, provides quality products, helps each customer achieve positive impact on their careers and their communities, and that makes CFA Institute customers stand out and stand together as leaders in investment excellence. We're recognizing our shortcomings, particularly in the pandemic. We're retooling our practices and products to create moments that happen for customers instead of to them. We'll also connect end-to-end touch points to personalize key customer interactions. We hope this leads to a renewed brand perception, candidate and member loyalty, and ultimately to more investment professionals turning to us throughout their careers for learning and skills. Societies will be critical to generating this customer experience. CFA Institute is refreshing their society operating model around 3 key areas: enhanced focus on impact, contributing to strategic ends, an acknowledgement that markets are unique and should drive a differentiated approach. This is deeply true for Canada with our penetration and capabilities. And finally, community, why we're all here tonight, both literally and in spirit. CFA Institute will leverage technology to build greater connectivity across communities, societies, and their members. What role will CFA Societies Canada play in this? As an enabler of our ambitions in influence and advocacy, and as a champion of collaboration. We were formed in 2017, got going in earnest in 2019. What's our vision? To shape the investment profession to best serve Canadian society, and our mission, embracing our opportunity for leadership, advancing the highest professional standards, integrity, and ethics for the ultimate benefit of Canadians. How do we do this? Through 3 familiar objectives: advocacy, collaboration, and communication. There's a deep focus in the coming year on growing our collaboration, particularly here in Western Canada. We have a strong record of accomplishment when working together, and this stands to grow quickly in the years ahead. Finally, as a customer that's often been forgotten at CFA Institute is a new strategy for B2B. We recognize employers are facing a myriad of challenges around talent, attraction, and retention, skills development, and grappling with the risks and opportunities of a changing industry. We're here to help. CFA Institute will look to become an enabling partner to willing employers in areas like employee performance, talent development, and facing the changes the challenges of a changing industry. In closing, our mission hasn't changed. Our new vision is to empower the investment industry to realize the world's greatest possibilities, and it's the mission's perfect reflection. We will continue forward together with our societies and members with a renewed strategy, rebuilding the community that was challenged by the pandemic in pursuit of our shared vision and mission. It's been great to be here this evening. Thanks very much for the invitation. It's great to be in Winnipeg. I hope it doesn't snow again, and very nice to be here to speak with you this evening.